Hi, this is Joe from the FTW Podcast, and these are your WWE Monday Night Raw results for July 11th, 2011. CM Punk comes to the ring with a mic and a bullhorn and recaps some of his comments from 2 weeks ago. He's surprised that Vince now wants to give him everything he wants now that ESPN and Jimmy Kimmel are ringing his phone off the hook. He says he's going to face John Cena at Money in the Bank and take the WWE title. Cena comes out and Punk declares himself the best in the world. Cena says that he has a WWE title because he beat guys like JBL, Triple H, Eddie Guerrero, and Shawn Michaels. He says he's going to whip Punk's ass at Money in the Bank, and the Raw GM alert goes off. He puts John Cena in the next match. John Cena faces David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy and picks up the win by pinning McGillicuddy. Vicky Guerrero and Dolph Ziggler rehearse a conversation they want to have with Vince and start to mock him. Drew McIntyre walks up and also starts mocking Vince. Mr. McMahon walks up and puts Dolph and Drew in a handicap match later with The Big Show. Kelly beat Melina, and the Bellas attack Kelly post-match until Eve tries to make the save, but also eats Matt. The Miz rants at the top of a ladder in the center of the ring until Jack Swagger comes out. Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston, and R-Truth come out commenting on the Money in the Bank match, and Alex Riley follows in the same fashion. The Raw GM sets Miz, Swagger, and Truth versus Bourne, Kofi, and Riley. Riley, Bourne, and Kingston get the win. Big Show vs. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre goes no contest when Drew and Show battle the stage and Mark Henry rams them off. Mr. McMahon, in the main segment, comes out and says that he's not joining Punk's Kiss My Ass Club tonight and calls Punk out. Punk comes out but won't sit for negotiations. Punk says his lawyer looked over the contract and it wasn't up to par, so he had him draw up a new one, which is right here, and Punk's already signed it. Punk says that the new deal has a few perks that Vince should know about. Provision 1 is that Punk wants his own jet. Number 2 is that his face is on everything. The Titantron, turnbuckles, cups, posters, spoons, shoes, socks, everything. He also wants the WWE ice cream bars brought back. He wants WWE Studios to produce CM Punk the movie. He calls it The Chaperone 2, but it'll be funny and successful. Punk also wants the main event at WrestleMania 28. The last thing the contract says is that Vince is supposed to apologize to him for suspending him last week. Punk says, really, Vince is apologizing to the fans for being one of the biggest hypocrites he's ever seen. Punk brings up the WWE's anti-bullying campaign and says that Vince is one of the biggest bullies he's ever seen. Punk says he's had friends who were fired from the WWE for the wrong reason. Vince says they deserved it, and Punk brings up Colt Cabana and Luke Gallows. Punk says Vince will apologize for Gallows and Cabana right now because they can't be here. Punk calls himself the voice of the voiceless and says that Vince will apologize right now and like it. Vince tells Punk to be a gentleman and get this done. Punk tells Vince to sign the contract and apologize to spare WWE any more embarrassment. Vince doesn't want to apologize and just wants to sign. Punk tips the table over and Vince stands up. We Want Wrestling chant breaks out in the crowd and Vince says he doesn't give a damn what the fans want. Punk says that's the problem. Vince doesn't care and Punk cares too much. He says that Boston wants to hear an apology. Vince mumbles an apology and John Cena comes out. Cena says that Punk and Vince look like a few spoiled brats and mocks him. He says that he hates Vince but still he shows up for work every day. Cena goes on and says that Punk has lost sight of everything. Punk says he doesn't fit in a certain mold and he's the underdog. Punk talks about WrestleMania 22 when he was an extra during John Cena's entrance and how he thought one day he'd be standing over Cena. Punk goes on against Cena and brings up Boston and his family. He says that Cena has become a dynasty. He's become what he hates. Punk says Cena is the New York Yankees. Cena throws a right at Punk. Punk flees the ring and continues running his mouth. Cena's music hits, but Punk stops at the stage and asks for Cena's music to be cut. Punk says he was just reminded why he wants to leave WWE so bad. He says that on Sunday night, they could say goodbye to John Cena, the WWE title, and CM Punk. Punk rips up his contract and says he will go to be the best in the world somewhere else. That was Raw for you. Follow all the wrestling goodness at the FTWpodcast.com.